for him.
The American election is getting interesting. The DNC, of course, is continuing. We'll talk about that in a moment. But of particular interest was the comment today by Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s running mate that he may consider dropping out of where he is and supporting Donald Trump. Have a listen to his running mate, Nicole Shanahan, contemplating that very idea.
There's two options that we're looking at, and one is staying in, forming that new party, but we run the risk of a Kamala Harris and Waltz presidency because we draw votes from Trump, or we draw somehow more votes from Trump, or we walk away right now and join forces with Donald Trump.
So it'd be fascinating if they joined forces with Trump, who was asked what he thought of the idea.
Can I ask you about RFK? Because just moments ago, his running mate said they were considering endorsing you. Have you considered him for a role in the administration, and what role would that be?
Well, we haven't, but I would love that endorsement because I've always liked him.
Would you also consider putting him in the administration?
You're asking me a very unusual question. I haven't been asked that question yet. I like him a lot. I respect him a lot. I probably would if something like that would happen. He's a very different kind of a guy, a very smart guy. And, yeah, I would be honored by that endorsement, certainly.
Be a great propaganda coup, Liz, if RFK came over to Trump, but how much difference would it make to his votes?
In certain states, probably significant. I mean, RFK, he's a wild card. He's been running as an independent, and his VP in this interview today was actually quite emotional because both of them, both Kennedy and herself, have been hardcore Dems their entire lives, but had to go independent because the party was not going to endorse him. And so they went independent, and they have copped it from the Dems. Trump has seen lawfare, but so have they. They say that they've even had moles placed in their campaigns who are leaking information back to the DNC. All sorts of untoward things have happened. They've tried to be... Many of them, they were trying to get Kennedy off the ticket in several states, unsuccessfully, thank goodness. But they've reached a point, obviously, where they've realised we don't want to not be a part of the Trump campaign. It's rumoured that this will happen on potentially Friday. Trump's got a big event in LA, so it's strong rumours, we'll see if my sources are correct, that he will actually make this official as early as Friday, which of course is why they're leaking it. This is his VP pick, Kennedy's VP pick. So she wouldn't be saying this if there wasn't a very real possibility that that will be happening in the coming days. But it's definitely interesting because one does wonder, if they were taking votes from the Dems, is this now going to cost them? Will Dems now no longer vote for them? Because the many Dems who feel homeless with regards to a party as well, they don't like the current administration. And so, on the other hand, you've got hardcore Dems who will always vote for a Kennedy by virtue of having the last name. I think it would affect the Trump campaign in a very positive way, personally.
What do you reckon, Joe?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. And this, I think, was from when it was still between Trump and Biden, but I'd heard that, or read somewhere, I think, that that RFK's votes were coming about 60-40 from Democrats. And so that was, I suppose, probably the double haters who thought Joe Biden's just is non-compos mentis, so can't quite bring myself to vote for Trump, but I'll vote for this third guy. But it's interesting that that she said that now they are drawing more support from Trump voters than from Democrats. So the simple laws of mathematics suggest that that would benefit Trump, obviously. And, we're seeing, I think Paul Murray said earlier this evening, that things seem to be tightening. Trump seemed to be getting a little bit of a pickup. And again, once we see, I said, a few people have said, I'm certainly not alone, but, the trend with Kamala Harris tends to be the more people see of her, the more they don't like her. And her...
The DNC has been a great advertisement for Trump.
But the DNC, the DNC machine is amazing. So all these slick set pieces, the ads are really incredible. And that's what's given her this massive, Kamala momentum. But when she is unscripted, when she when she doesn't have the teleprompter, when she starts spitballing about how the economy works, because it all just pays for itself, in a debate environment, in a non-friendly fire media environment, in a press conference, who knows what might happen. And so obviously the last thing you want is to know that you're bleeding more votes to a third-party candidate than your opponent is. So, yeah, bye-bye RFK.
If RFK is going to go to Trump, Liz, he has to do it better than last time when Trump phoned him and they had a private conversation, which was then leaked. So maybe he doesn't want a repeat of that.
Low blow. Well, it seems like they've kissed and made up, because if Trump's actually seriously saying, I wouldn't not consider him for a position in my administration, that's not something that I think even Trump would say very lightly.